One of the biggest problems in photography is keeping organized, and I'll admit it right now, I'm a big mess. I've got my workstation sitting to the right of me, and right now it's got 18 terabytes of storage space on it, and I've got pictures all over the place. So what I'm doing right now is I'm backing up my machine, and it's something concert photographers especially, if you shoot a lot of photographs, you need to think about, how am I going to back up and how am I going to preserve my work, if I'm even going to do it at all. I'm Robert Maxfield. I'm a concert and music photographer in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, and I've been one for a very, very long time. And welcome to Max Concert Photography, where we talk everything concert photography related. And today we're going to talk about, hey, backing up your pictures so that you have them for the future. And it's very, very important. At least it is to me. So here we go. One of the reasons it's real important to me is I'll be going along and just going through my whole year, and somebody will call me up and they'll say, hey, do you have a photograph of so-and-so back in 6 months ago, and we want to use them for a cover photo for a magazine? And you'll go, yeah, I got one of those. Let me take a look. People that shoot concerts and a lot of photography in general have a tendency to build up a massive amount of photographs, and storing them and keep them reliable so that you can use them in the future is a big deal. So I was sitting around the other day and I was thinking, how the hell am I going to back up all of this massive amount of data? Because every photo I take in RAW is 80 meg in size. They're huge. And then I got thinking, they're taking up a lot of my hard drive space. I mean, I've got external drives, I've got a Pro box, I've got all this space, and eventually some of that, I've had drives in the Pro box crater in the past, and that's not a good thing. So having your stuff is what do you do? So the first thing I thought of is, hey, about 5 or 6 years ago, remember when it was Black Friday and all the Christmas sales were going on, and they were selling hundreds and hundreds of DVDs on a reel for little or nothing? I thought, hey, I got a DVD burner in my workstation. I thought that might not be a bad idea. So I went and I have probably a couple hundred of these old things laying around. The average life expectancy of these is anywhere from 30 to 100 years. Maybe you'll be able to back them up and preserve them to something else in the future, but at least they're going to be here for a while. So I sat there and I thought, I'll back up my stuff. They only hold a little over 4 gig, which is nothing. So if you're doing, hi Nibby, so if you're doing anything like video, or you have a lot of large RAW files, stuff like that, it's a pain in the neck. But what they will do is they will back up tons and tons and tons of JPEGs. So when I take and convert for social media or convert for the magazine, for the web-based version of the magazine, I'll convert them to JPEG for web use, which is a whole lot smaller, and I'll also take and convert to TIFF, which is what they use for magazine covers. It's a higher resolution. So, and they're not quite as big, but they're still pretty big. So most of the time the JPEGs and the TIFFs are what we call the finished product anyway, so I've got at least the finished product backed up onto DVD, and it takes forever. Now, one of the things I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to take and break down my RAW files into categories and groups say here's an artist, and here's all the stuff I've got for that artist, and then I'm going to take and go this show, this show, this show, this show, and then I'm going to see exactly how much space it'll take to put on one of these, and I may have to break it down even further into A's and B's, but I'm going to get everything backed up and preserved. That way I have it for the future. Now, it means you got to keep a DVD player burner somewhere around, but on Amazon, I think the Dell ones I saw were like $25, so they're not real expensive, but they're an option. And this is probably, it's not bothered by, you can almost play Frisbee with it. It's not bothered by a lot of moisture. It's not bothered by magnetism at all, like drives are. It's you know, it's read only until after you burned it. But that's what you really need, is what you're going to have is just your original file or your work file. And that's what I'm backing up all my stuff to at the moment. So once it comes out, when you put the disc in and you run it, it takes probably about 20-30 minutes to do a full capacity DVD. And then, like in this one, I'm going to just write on the surface of it, concert, photos, JPEG 3, and disc 3, 8, 17, 20, 25. And it's done. So I've got notes on it to tell me what it is, and then I have to store it in a binder with sleeves, but it works out pretty well. And I make 2 copies of these. That way I have one to show and one to go, one that I can put for permanent archive, and then one that I can take and I can use when I need it. But once I get this done, these things are pretty much permanent and will last for quite a while. It's just a headache to do them because, you know, you let things go for a long time, and I'll get around to it and that kind of stuff, which is okay because you need enough of it to actually do some of them. And but when you do it, you really it's a whipping. So after you've made all your DVDs and you got them all done and you got them all labeled and you got all that stuff, then you have to put them in, and then you have to print out a table of contents for what's actually on the stupid things. And if you got a massive amount, okay, so that's a headache. So when you take and you put it in the disc sleeve in the binder, you put a copy of the table of contents for that disc inside the sleeve with the disc. That way you keep it organized. That way you know, I got this and I know what's on this one and this one. After you got a few hundred of these things, you're going, oh, but it beats playing around with, now there's a portable one here. Come on. It beats playing around with 50 of these things, okay, which is a headache because I can't tell what's on this one unless I label this one. And this is my jump that goes between the 2 machines. So, you know, and then if you got multiple machines with some of the same stuff on them, you have to take and combine them and see what you did. And you may have to go over the whole thing again, but you have a record of everything you've done. And that's pretty important, is preserving your work. Now, if you're out shooting, you know, I guess, I don't know, punk rock bands, and you shoot a weekend on your telephone and you don't care and you leave them on your telephone for six months, who cares? But, you know, some of the stuff that I shoot, at least, I shoot a lot of festivals, I shoot a lot of shows, and I want to keep that information and keep it where it's preserved and it's neat. And that's what we're doing this week. Now, for all the viewers out there, maybe you have a better way, a better system. Let's hear it. Making life easier is fine with me as long as it all works. So if you got a better system, let me know. And hey, we're almost to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you very much to everybody that subscribes and watches these videos. Thanks a lot. It helps out tremendously.